Hello, Dave here again with my wife Cathy.
Hello.
We're doing another Cinemile. It's Sunday night. We're going to go see Jack Reacher, Never Go Back.
Was that what it's called?
That's
I didn't
what it's
realise.
called.
That
Yeah.
was just like Jack Reacher 2.
It's called Jack Reacher Sequel.
I can't wait. I love the first Jack Reacher,
Yeah, me too. I thought it was great fun.
which I saw with my mom, our favourite podcast guest. Even though I know your dad was on it last week, but my
Yes,
mom's
welcome
my
back.
favourite guest.
Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you. So yeah, me and mom saw it in the cinema. We loved it, and then me and you watched it like on Netflix or something earlier this year.
Yeah, a couple of months ago.
And I don't usually watch movies again, so it's a sign of a good action.
I really liked it. It was just it's kind of silly, ridiculous. He's one of those action heroes, you know.
It's ludicrous.
It's completely ludicrous. Like just the scene that comes to mind is that one in the parking lot, you know, where he goes into the bar and then
And he beats up like 7 men in one.
Yeah, he's like,
and they're all half his age.
You sure you want to do this? You brought this on yourself.
It's like he's
then
5'6" and like
Yeah.
50, and they're all really young, like buff guys.
He's
And he beats
basically
them all up.
like, I mean, the character is just one of those sort of John Grisham. It was based on a.
No, it's not John Grisham.
Not John Grisham.
It's like
Tom Clancy. Is
Tom
what I mean.
Clancy kind of
It's
thing.
sort of it's based on an actual book series by an author whose name I don't know, but I'm going to say it's one of those sort of pulpy thrillers, isn't it? And he's one of those characters who's like, you know, he's ex-military, he's perfect, he's built,
Women
he
just
could kill
drop
someone.
at his feet because he's so beautiful,
Yeah.
apparently. And so, who directed the movie?
I don't know. Should we have done some research?
We should have done some research.
should have at least.
I don't know if it's the same
IMDb'd
director as
it.
the last time, but I've heard it's not as good as the last one.
Yeah, it's not getting great reviews, but like I'm kind of up in the mood right now for some take your brain out
Oh God, yeah, me too.
sort of popcorn
I want a
fare.
proper popcorn. And like, I love Tom Cruise action movies. They're my favourite kind of action movies.
Tom Cruise is just a great screen presence.
Yeah.
I love just watch him in anything.
Yeah. So yeah.
But yeah,
can't
so-
wait for it. So yeah, anyway, we're going to get some sushi first. So
I'm
we're
also,
recording
like,
this en route to sushi.
I'm at the tail end of like a 2-day hangover, so this feels like a good hangover movie.
Yeah. I think we need lots of popcorn watching this one.
I've IMDb'd it.
Okay, great.
So it stars Tom Cruise,
Okay.
Kobe Smulders,
Oh, from How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your
Oh,
Mother.
I love her.
Aldous Hodge.
Don't know who that is.
Oh, yeah, I don't know who that is. No, I don't know who any of these people
Who
are.
directed it?
Edward Zwick. So this is some really insightful.
This is insightful. Let's get
Informative.
off because this is boring for people. Right, so we're going to get sushi and then we'll go to the movie.
Bye.
Bye.
What the hell happened here? There's a fight. One guy took them all down with his bare hands. He's still in there.
Turn around, mister. Let me see your hands. Slowly.
Aggravated assault is a felony in this state, Mr. Reacher. Process him and get him to county.
Two things are gonna happen in the next 90 seconds.
Excuse me?
First, that phone over there is gonna ring. Second, you're gonna be wearing these cuffs on your way to prison.
Well, that is one magnificent prophecy, Mr. Reacher.
All right, so we're just out of Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. And he didn't go back.
Yeah, he really never goes by.
No, I don't know what the title's referring to.
What's interesting is you said it's a sequel, but it
Oh, I think it's a
could've-
prequel.
or prequel, sorry, but it could have been either. It's completely standalone, which I
Oh,
like.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what you need in those sort of
Yeah.
generic crime thrillers. It's just about the character, really. That's where
Yeah.
I think we're going off topic here, but that's where I think the new James Bond films went wrong.
Yeah, it's like
By
I don't care
trying
what
to have-
happened in the old movies.
Yeah, trying
Stop
to
trying to
tie it
make
all
them
together
happen.
into one big universe kind of
Yeah.
thing. Just don't care. It's just like standalone story, please.
This was really good.
Yeah, that was
I
great
thought
fun.
it was really good.
So do you want to give a quick? So we won't do any spoil. We'll do some spoilers in a bit, maybe.
No, we won't do any. We're
Okay, we
spoiling
won't do-
movies left, right, and centre
All right,
lately.
no spoilers in this episode. Then you tell us a bit about the plot. Then give us one of your classic
It's not going to
snappy
be that
synopses.
interesting. So Tom Cruise plays Jack Reacher, and as we saw at the start, it's actually a Tom Cruise production. So he's
Yeah.
very heavily invested in this production, I'd say. And Jack Reacher is like this ex-military man who now seems to just live his life hitchhiking around the country and beating bad guys up as and when it's needed. And then he has this sort of phone relationship with Kobe Smulders, is that her name?
Yeah.
Who's Robin from How I Met Your Mother, who we love. And they have some sort of a phone relationship, and when he finally goes to meet her, she's been arrested for a crime she didn't commit. And
then some stuff
he sets
happens.
out to vindicate her. And potentially finds out along the way that he may have a daughter. Doesn't know if it's really his daughter or not. And the plot follows from there. And I really liked it. I
Me
really
too.
enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed the last one. And actually, it's funny. My younger sister Jackie, previous guest, had told me she didn't think it was as funny as the first one, but I thought it was really funny. And the audience was laughing.
It was fun.
Yeah. He can take the piss out of himself, Tom Cruise. Like in the movie, somebody says a line, "You're very intense," which is a huge criticism that's levelled at Tom Cruise all the time, which I thought was quite funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you liked it, right?
I really liked it. I had a great
I could
time.
feel the mutual joy between us.
But it was just so. I think we both love just watching a really cheesy sort of action hero.
Well
There's a lot
made.
of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
it was a well-made thriller. It
Yeah.
was very much felt like the movies used to get in the 90s.
That's what I was thinking. A proper
Yeah.
good 90s movie.
You know,
like,
like
I know you said a John Grisham movie earlier,
The
a bit
Pelican
like
Brief,
that. Yeah.
or something like that.
Like a good drama.
You know, it's got a conspiracy theory. It's got murder. It's got like this badass action hero
Yeah.
who delivers kind of pretty
and
much
it had
one-liners.
heart to it. Like I have to say, at the end, I cried, and I looked over, and you were definitely crying.
No,
as
no,
well.
I was welling.
You were welling, right?
I didn't full on cry. I managed to
Well, I was
just pull
crying.
it back.
It tugged at my heartstrings, and there's so many movies that don't do that. Like I have no emotional connection with a lot of things. Like speaking of another 90s movie, last night I watched Girl Interrupted, which just left me cold. It was so dull, and I expected to be crying at that. But that's off the topic. And I
Way
thought the
off.
young girl who played his would-be, will you know, whether or not she's the daughter, we don't know, but she was really good, that young actress. And I think Tom Cruise is perfect. Like it's basically a role he was made to play. It's like a mixture of Mission Impossible, what's that character called again?
Ethan Hunt.
Ethan Hunt mixed a little bit with the last James Bond movie when they have all that Day of the Dead stuff, which was basically copied in this, but it was Halloween in New Orleans, and then Liam Neeson in Taken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very much. Well,
But a
there's-
better version of all of them,
there's
except
this
Mission
whole,
Impossible, which
there's
is
this
amazing.
whole genre now called what's it called, dad action or something like this, or
This
oh,
is
there's a great
definitely
name for
dad
it which I'm
action.
forgetting, but it's like dad action heroes, which is, you know, Liam Neeson and
Yeah.
Taken and all these things.
But Tom
But,
Cruise is a different league than those guys because he's so convincing, and I think what's always been so good about him as an action hero is, like, you know, he does all the stunts and fighting himself, which is cool, and he's just like a normal size and a normal guy, and he's so good. Like the fight scenes are so good in this, and they're so realistic, and it's quite low budget. Like there's no like huge CG or like big set pieces or anything like that.
I'd say
It's
that has a
just-
bigger budget than you'd expect, but it's certainly not.
It's no
not
Mission
monument-
Impossible.
No, but it's just a very sort of fun, on the rails sort of thriller. You know, there's a lot of fugitive action. There's a lot of chases. It sort of barrels along nicely.
It does,
There's
and
a-
I thought the stakes kept getting higher, which I liked.
Yeah.
Just when a little lull would happen, like I'd say it was maybe a little bit too long.
I just remembered the name of that genre, Jerry Action.
Jerry Action, yeah, that's totally what it is. It really felt
Did-
like the last Mission Impossible to me. Right, so this is what
That
I
was
had
a
in
little
common.
bit better, to be honest.
Yeah, the last Mission Impossible was better than this.
And I would
but-
say the first Jack Reacher has a little bit of an edge on this, but I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah, the first Jack Reacher is a bit of an edge, just that this is quite similar, but like totally different plot. But did you notice the really strong parallel between this and the last Mission Impossible, in that he's got a female co-star who is actually a very strong character, who in her own right is a badass action hero, and they're actually like as equals. And what I liked about it, and what he did in the last Mission Impossible as well, is that he isn't like an infallible character. Like he gets quite injured,
Yes.
and he can feel pain, and he actually needs his partner, in both cases which was a woman, to help him. And I really like that.
I
think
agree.
it's really
I thought,
good.
well, two very strong female characters in here.
Yeah.
I think it passes the Bechdel test very
Yeah.
nicely.
And it's basically look, in both instances the women are still too young to be playing as love interests, which is a bigger problem, but they're not.
Wait, sorry. One of them is
no
15. Why-
sorry, I'm talking about this in Mission Impossible 5.
Oh, sorry. Right.
But in both movies they're not actually love interests, which I thought was interesting of him. They're
Yeah.
like a bit of a flirtation, but there's no relationship, which I like.
Do you think maybe it's because they're finally acknowledging that Tom Cruise can't have chemistry with people?
No, because I think he has good chemistry with her.
You think?
Yeah, I kind of wanted them
okay.
to get together, to be honest. But
I
I like
wouldn't
that they
say-
didn't, but I wouldn't have minded.
I don't think there was a lot of chemistry there. It's not like when I'm trying to think of an example, like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, maybe, or
Have you seen that movie?
Okay, that's a bad movie. I'm just
I
trying to
haven't
think.
seen it, I'm just-
Sometimes there's George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez. and
Yeah,
Out
of
Sight.
course. I mean, there's
It's
sizzling
like,
chemistry.
That's chemistry.
But I think
Tom
this was
Cruise
just a
never
very-
really has chemistry with people.
I think this was just a respectful, like, partnership with a bit of flirtation, which was like the traditional old things. It's better when people don't actually hook up in movies. It's more fun.
Yeah.
And I also think it's kind of, they very much acknowledge like the stage of life he's in those movies. Though at one point somebody said a white male in his 40s, and I was like, honey, please, he is not in his 40s.
We got some great laughs. There's so many cliched
Yes,
lines.
so many
in there.
funny lines.
So in particular, one of them was one of the military guys saying, "I want his address, I want his phone number, I want to know what flavour ice cream he eats."
That was so funny.
I
want to know what time he shits at. I don't think he said that, but he may as well have said that.
And then you were just turning to me and just like saying lines before they were happening, which I love. What was the one who was like,
"Oh, about the girl.
She's on the street. How do you know? Because that's what I would do."
Yeah. Also, hilarious. There's a rat. Is that a rat?
Yeah, that's a rat.
Oh, we're walking along the river. We're not going home, right? It's a Sunday night, but we've taken tomorrow off work. Not sickies. We've actually taken
Not
annual
sickies
leave.
if anyone from work is listening to this.
It's because it's my birthday,
We booked
which
this
is
off.
on a Monday, and I just couldn't bear to go into work on a Monday, so I made Dave take a day off with me.
So we're going for a drink.
Yeah, Sunday night drink,
Even
if
though I'm
anything's open.
Still kind of hungover, but
Yeah,
that
but you're
movie
hungover
fixed me
from
right up.
Friday, which shows how old you are.
that was
He went out on Friday night. It's now Sunday, and Dave's still hungover, and he had 5 pints?
something like that. Like not enough for a 2-day hangover to warrant it.
No.
But that movie was just such a perfect
so
sort
fun.
of lazy Sunday hangover kind of movie.
And it got so many laughs in the audience. And did you hear there was a group of like 12-year-old boys behind us?
Yeah,
and
they
they
were
were
loving
losing
it.
their shit. Like they just loved it so much.
I felt though that brought up a point for me. I'm not sure what the certificate was. Was it 12s or 15? I didn't catch it at the beginning. I think it might have been 12s.
I don't remember.
But it was very, very violent for a 12-year-old, I thought.
It was violent.
Very
yeah.
violent. Like, it's basically...
I loved the violence though.
Well, he kills people.
Yeah, I didn't... Because at the start I was almost like saying to myself, Jack Reacher would never kill anyone.
Yeah.
And by the end I was like, oh, and she is kick-ass, Kobe Smulders.
Yeah, she's really good.
Oh my God. She's such an action hero. I was thinking she could actually have her own... You know the way they do with a lot of franchises now, like spin off into TV shows or like other movies? She could totally have her own spin-off.
From the Marvel Universe?
Yeah, but not from the Marvel Universe. From Jack Reacher, she could have a spin-off. She'd be
Yeah.
amazing. Because she's wasted in the Marvel Universe. Like, she's in some of those movies, but like for like what, a minute in every movie? She's completely wasted in them.
I don't
love
know.
to see her in this character.
Would you watch?
Yes, it'd be amazing.
I wouldn't watch a Jack Reacher movie without Jack Reacher. I guess it'd be something.
No, but
else.
I'd watch a movie with her character.
What was her name? What was the character's name?
Her name was Sarah. I don't remember the second name because they just kept calling her Major.
Major.
Yeah,
And
and I
then
love
he
when
gets-
people call him Major, and he goes, "I'm an ex-major."
Ex-major.
I left the army for indeterminate reasons
I'm
that
a
will never be
civilian.
explained. I forgot to tell you.
I've got a backstory.
Yeah, when I was on the plane to Edinburgh last week, and there was this like particularly manly-looking man in the seat next to me, and
Manly-looking man?
he was reading Jack Reacher.
Wow.
So maybe I saw the book first and then him, and then just assumed he was very manly because he's reading Jack Reacher.
So do you think, like, is it what comes first? Do you read Jack Reacher and then you become manly, or are manly men drawn to Jack Reacher?
I think he was very manly anyway, to be honest.
I'd say they are exactly the sort of silly sort of.
I actually
pulpy
want to read
books
one
that
now
You'd love to
because
read.
I love a good trash thriller.
And Lee Child is the name of the author we were trying to remember earlier.
Oh, I feel like Lee Childs has read something else that I've written something else that I've read that was shit.
Tweed?
No.
Who writes those ones?
Uh,
You read a lot of that
I
sort
read a lot of
nonsense.
crime shit because I'm a fast reader in my defence, right? So I read them in like a day. It would take months, so it'd be quite sad if you spent your months reading.
Oh, I
one
wouldn't.
of
Yeah,
those.
I need to read.
And
good
we need
books.
to discuss the fact that Jack Reacher hitchhikes everywhere. He's the
It was-
complete opposite of the girl on the train.
It was very Bruce Banner.
Yeah, he refuses to spend any money on public transport. And like, who picks people up? Like, nobody would ever pick up a man hitchhiking with blood all over his face and like covered in sweat and has like no possessions.
What's his job? How does he make money?
He just steals money from baddies' pockets after he beats them
Is
up.
that what it is? I mean, there's
He lives very frugally, they established.
the opening scene of
Oh,
this movie
brilliant.
it is the trailer.
Yeah, it's the trailer.
So if anyone sort of wants to get a flavour of what you're going to get in this movie, just watch that trailer, and it's awesome. It's just like a standalone little scene, but it's just it's amazing.
Oh, and they had a brilliant. So there was that scene which is really fun, which is just such a good opener for a movie. And then they had the really good scene, which is obviously going to be just like the thing in all of these movies, where he's like fighting 5 men.
And he's
And
like,
he,
"Are you
takes them
sure you want to do
down."
this?
Yeah.
You followed me in here."
And they're like, "Ha, please." And then 2 minutes later, they're all dead. No spoilers or anything.
Basically, the whole thing is just action hero wish fulfillment.
Yeah.
He just goes around. He's pretty much unbeatable.
He narrates everything that's happening as well. He's like, "Let me tell you what's going down."
yeah.
And it's like, "All right, Jack."
The best action heroes do that.
Yeah.
2 things are going to happen in the next 90 seconds.
I really enjoyed it though, and like, of course, it's a silly fluff movie, and I probably won't remember it in an hour's time. But it's a really fun Sunday night movie.
It was total popcorn fluff.
Yeah.
No,
Ooh,
I
we're in a
really
tunnel
liked it
now.
as
It's
well.
echoey.
I will say, all right, trying to find a criticism here. It dragged a little bit.
By the
towards
end, I was
It's
like, come
maybe
on.
it's 15 minutes too long.
Yeah.
But I was pretty much with it.
But it's interesting you were thinking 90s movies, because as I was watching it I was like, oh, this is so fun. And also we watched this skit the other night on YouTube, which is like a James Corden Tom Cruise stunt, where they went through all Tom Cruise's movies really quickly. I was like, fuck, he's been in so many good movies.
Great movies.
Yeah. Oh, and he did run in this movie as well, because that's like his thing now.
Oh, he ran.
And she ran a lot
twice.
too. They basically just ran everywhere. Like, instead, like, it would be like just running to the shop, then you run out of the shop, then you
Tom
run somewhere
Cruise
else.
run is very interesting.
Epic, yeah. But yeah, so that was when you think of all the great movies Tom Cruise has been in, and it's funny because he had a very discernible dip in the noughties where I couldn't watch anything he was in because, and I know so many people were like that because of all the Scientology stuff. It just like freaked everyone out.
Yeah, I remember.
He's certainly back in the game now.
I remember going to War of the Worlds with you in 2005.
Wow,
And,
long time.
Oh no! And you wouldn't. Oh, you wouldn't go. That's what it. You said
No,
you
I did
refused to
go.
watch Tom Cruise, but you hated
him,
it
yeah.
because of Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And I remember saying back at the time, yeah, but you got to separate
I couldn't
the
though.
movie
It was
star from the person.
It was too big at that point. That Oprah Winfrey interview, and we'd all just seen him being really weird. Like, I had watched him on Oprah and been like, what the?
But he's undeniably brilliant.
Oh
in
yeah, he
movies,
is now,
so-
and he's come back around the other side. But somebody told us we should do this as a double bill with the new Scientology doc.
Yeah, that was Lee. Shout out to Lee. At work.
Yeah, which sadly we
But we
didn't make
didn't do
tonight.
it. They
Instead,
didn't-
we're going to the pub.
They didn't have it, Lee.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the pub. I think
Yeah.
we've said enough about. Tom
Anyway,
Cruise.
go see Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And after that, you can follow us on Twitter.
Ooh,
Plugs.
nice segue.
You like that?
Yeah.
We're at The Cinemile. Our website is thecinemile.com. Subscribe to us on iTunes and all the other apps, podcast apps.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye.